Hello artists, how are you today? Stephanie Aune coming to you from the banks of the Trinity River here near Willow Creek, California. Oz and I welcome you to the studio. We are very, very happy you are here with us today. So I wanted you to be able to see that sun and see how much detail is in there. Then I'm going to turn on the light here and you'll be able to see the other detail. But it is very bright when I turn on this next light. So I wanted you to be able to see the detail like this. And then we're going to turn on the light. I'm going to tip the book as we have an adjustment. So you can see that that sunlight really does permeate throughout the whole painting. Isn't that cool? Oh my gosh, I am so in love with this layout. Really not that technical. These are just popsicle sticks with some little hinges that I ended up tying on here. So those will end up probably getting covered. And then on this side, remember this is the middle of the next signature is right here. So this is about 3 or 4 pages glued together. So this was the first signature here. First signature of the book. All of these pages were glued to the front cover. Then I took half of the pages to the next signature. So this is about 4 pages glued together, and this is 3 pages glued together. Here's the center of the signature. Here is 3 pages glued together and 4 pages glued together to the center of the next signature. So remember guys, I planned this book out by the signatures. So this is important to realize. I have exactly 13 signatures in here. And the 7th one will be the meeting of the 2. So we have our secret garden right here on this side. And then we will be doing the simple exposure on this side. And I'm going to start working on that. This simple exposure side will all be done on Patreon. And then the 2 projects are going to meet in the center, which I think is right about here. Okay. So what you need to know is the first signature here. Those pages are all glued down to the front cover, and then I put the piece of fabric over the top of it to make it a really super strong. Then I used some gesso over the top of it. Then I have 3 pages glued together. I have another, or 3 or 4 pages, or 3 or 4 pages. Your pages are really going to depend on your, how many pages are in your signatures. So it's going to depend on your book. I removed about 2/3 of the pages of the book. So each signature had 9 pages in it. I took out 6 pages out of each signature. So there's 3 left. And then there's an occasional image in there, which sometimes gives me a 7th page. I know it's confusing. So if you want, just go to that first signature, glue your pages down. You know, you don't have to set up your book exactly like I'm setting up mine either. You know, you don't have to have a book that has exactly X amount of signatures. You know, use what works best for you and with the book you have, right? I'm doing equal and opposites, or yeah, kind of the utopia versus the reality. And not that the reality is bad, it's just not the utopia, right? The perceived, or the I don't know what he's doing over there. What are you doing, goofy boy? So yes, the secret garden is going to be this direction. And then we're going to go this direction upside down and do the simple exposure pages. And they will meet in the middle. Anyways, that's the new project. And I hope you guys enjoy it. This is just layers and layers and layers of paint. I just decided to use some stencils and paint. So, okay guys, I hope you have a great day, and a big huge shout out to my Patreons and to everybody who's been patient with me while I've been having all of these internet problems. So I promise I will make it up to you. Okay, have a great day. Love you guys. Bye. Hello artists. Okay, so we are starting our simple exposure book. We are So here, I'm just going to glue this quick ephemera down, this base layer, and then I'll go over here real quick what type of page I'm working on. And all that good stuff. So we'll review this here real fast also, since the live feed, which introduced the project, didn't come out very well. Frustrating. It was. Okay, we're going to try to keep some of that out of the center. We don't need to add extra bulk in there. All right. So I'm just putting full pages down here. I know that this background is not going to be seen. Okay. All right, we've got a good glob of glick on here. And let's get some glickiness on here. Boop, 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 boop. So I'm not really worried about this underneath layer, but it does really shine through on this sari silk. So I'm putting this down. I'm not finishing sentences again. Sorry, guys. I'm putting this down because I really want a very strong binding. A very, very strong book. So I am actually setting out to make as strong a book as I can. By doing that, we're just planning ahead and putting some, silk is an extremely strong fabric. This is a poly silk blend. I think it has 10% polyester, which kind of makes it do some interesting, funky things. But wait till you see this dry. It's beautiful how it works in this book. And I'm really sorry I didn't know how well this worked when I did the front page, because otherwise I would have really planned for this a lot better. But once I saw what the first page did, I was like, oh, I want to do that with all the pages. I'm going to use the same silk in all of these seams and everything. And then we just put a nice glob of stuff on here. Woohoo! We're going to let that dry until it becomes transparent. And once it becomes transparent, then we know it's dry. Artists, okay. We are looking at the Secret Garden page. And these are stir sticks that I used when I did my flow painting. And I kept them from forever ago because they're just very cool. And just deciding which ones I want to use. That one's awesome. And that one's not good. Ooh, that one's pretty cool. That guy. That's cool. You kind of forget what you have. So be sure to look in your stash. I was looking for, popsicle sticks. So, lo and behold, here they are. Now, do I want a green? That one would be good on the back. These are great for the fronts. How are you guys doing here? Pretty good. All right, so my book is 6 by 8.5 for each page. So I definitely want to try to keep it around that 5-inch mark. See? And I think those ones just beautiful. All right, I think that's how I want to do it. Okay, so this stick needs to be under 6 inches. Okay, It is right at 6 inches. So actually what I want to do is get my sharp cutter. My sharp cutter, right? And we want to just cut off the end here. All right, we're going to leave that little circle there. At the 5.5, I think that'll be perfect. Let's take it down just a little bit more. Okay, 5.5. And cut them into points. Let's try a spare one. That looks pretty amazing. Okay, artists, I'm going to try this super tight, super tough 360 glue, super resistant. I want to use as strong of glue as possible, most definitely. I want to double check these and make sure that they're no longer than 5.5. Part of me thinks I should go a little bit shorter than that, but we're going to eyeball all of this. I don't like eyeballing. And we need these to be the same length here. These two need to be the same length. They're not. All right. Well, don't ever, ever, ever use this glue. I have no idea what it's for. Don't ever use it. It bubbles up. It's horrible stuff. Not for books. Anyways. All right, so what we want to do here is just trim along the edges. Uh-oh. That's why we don't want to pull too much, because it does pull right off of the book. Let's go here. Don't get your fingers in there. All right, that page will not go anywhere except for right here, where it wants to go somewhere. All right, that is how we do that. See how that is not going to go anywhere anymore? That is 100% staying where it needs to stay. I'm just going to go through and do some quick trimming through here too. Okay, so I just trimmed down the back of it, or the part that's gonna, what are you gonna do with that? I just trimmed it down right there. Okay, well, as we know with this process, it's always a big experiment to see, you know, which glues will work best and what will work. The Fabri-Tac absolutely did not work with this at all. So I am now in the process of putting holes in everything in order to be able to string to tie these on. And I'll probably use something like bookbinders, but look how easily that just pops right off. Yeah. So yes, the thing that's kind of frustrating about these little hinges is that they have screws, and those screws really are too long for our books, right? I don't want a screw to come out and poke people at all. I think that's very bad. Very, very bad. I don't want anything pokey, anything that could get me, anything that could get somebody else, you know. It's just basic craftsmanship there. So we are having to do things a little different, all right? So look at that. That's 29 and 30 if we start from the 25 and a half. 25 and a half. And that hole's going to be there at the 30, and that hole's going to be there at the 29. And that's going to put our, you know, I mean, we don't want to put a hole through everything, so, you know, try not to do that. But we are going to tie those hinges on. And then let's see where this guy's at. If we go 29, 30, 20 and a half, and then 29 and 30. There we go. All right, so that's where our little gates are going to go. Now, the question is, of course, do I put the gates on first, or do I wait? And I should probably get some sort of background on them before I put them on anyway. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to try to re-glue these guys on with some E6000 this time. I should have known better than trying to use the Fabri-Tac. It's really better for, it's not for this type of situation. That is for sure. It was just sitting here and I grabbed it. And, you know, sometimes if you do the lazy thing, you have to go back and fix it up and redo it. So if there is something that you have to redo, redo it. Don't do things halfway, because it'll never work out. It just doesn't work out very well. You know? I mean, you can be okay with it if you want to in your universe. My universe won't allow something to be that off. So, Oh, hey, I think we just figured out what we're going to do. I think I just figured out what I want to do on this background. Isn't that crazy how that happens? Oh, look at that. That's so pretty. We could do that. Woohoo! Kind of a paper mosaic would be kind of cool. I still haven't quite figured out how I want to do the background. I know what the background, what I want it to be. I just haven't quite figured out how to do it. So we want to make sure that these line up there. And there. Ah, come on. Okay. All right, so we're just gonna let that sit and dry, and then we're gonna come back in. We're gonna do this to the other side, glue these guys back onto here, and then we'll come back when I start to do the background. Okay, guys.